We have Lynn participating via Zoom, and Chom, Patsy, and myself are here in person. And so we have our quorum. Our first item on the agenda is to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Patsy moves,
I'll second,
Chom seconds.
but I would like to,
I have one too. Can I just do one real quick?
yeah.
I would propose that we change vice president to vice chair. I wrote the wrong thing on there.
Okay.
So is that okay with everyone that we change president to chair? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and is there an additional one?
Yeah, under the committee report, the policy committee update, I would like to propose that we add the first read of the conflict of interest policy.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think, given that it's new business, we would want to,
Oh, it's under new business?
we'd want to put that as new business.
Got it.
And in general, just kind of as to identify our kind of best practices, let's try and catch those earlier
Yeah,
and
yeah.
getting access to them and
If
including them in
we
the
get them
agenda.
before the agenda comes out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But given that it's just a first read and it's really just to introduce it into our official minutes more than
Yeah.
anything. So that's a first read of the, what did you call it?
Conflict of interest policy.
Okay. So, Lynn, the suggested amendments to the agenda are to change president to chair and to add a number 9 under new business of a first read of the conflict of interest policy.
Got it.
Okay. All in favor of approving as amended, please say aye.
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 That's approved unanimously as amended. Then we have our minutes of 7/2 of 26. Would someone like to move to approve?
I would make a move to approve.
Okay. Anyone want a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Lynn. So Patsy moves, Lynn seconds. Are there any requests for revisions?
I'm having trouble opening docs right now, so I think I'm on the right document, but
Okay.
I believe that the attendees were not listed. There's 2 sets of minutes, and one of them did not list the attendees.
This one says call to order at 4:08. Jenny, Brady, Joan, Patsy, and Lynn
Okay,
are all
then I'm
present.
sorry, it's the other one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good catch. Okay, so, but we're still on the 7/2.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any requests for revision to that?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Okay, all in favor of approving as written, say aye.
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 So those are approved unanimously. Take a look here. So
First, I will move. Does somebody want a second?
Lynn moves.
I second.
Was that
And
Joe?
Joan seconds.
Thank you.
Okay, and it sounds like we need to look for changing it to record all who were present.
Yes.
So let me look if in my revising I failed to capture that.
We're at 7:21.
Do you want to look at your original notes for that?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I think everyone was here, but
I think it was
double check.
all were present at the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Study session, 7:21. Jenny, Chom, Patsy, and Brady appeared in person. Lynn appeared by Zoom.
Okay. I'm gonna add that. To that. So, I took your, we are moving to amend with Jenny, Chom, Patsy, and Brady appeared in person, Lynn appeared by Zoom to these minutes.
Yeah. So there is another addition that I would like to suggest that we add, and that is number 4 under community outreach discussion. So it says right now, each commissioner shared what they had learned through listening sessions, including private conversations. I just would like to add that that we also share what we learned from the 40 responses to the feedback form as well. Just want to formally acknowledge that we did.
Can we just add
Acknowledge.
and the feedback form?
And how about just the 40 responses to the feedback form? Is that too detailed? I thought it's good to acknowledge that we did consider a lot of
That was part of it.
a lot of community feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's good.
So we're moving to amend by including under call to order, the commissioners present and adding at the end of the minutes of number 4 and 40 responses to the feedback form. Are there any other suggestions for amendment? Okay. All in favor of approving as amended, say aye.
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 Okay, so those are unanimously approved as amended. Okay, public comment. Every time.
I can make a public comment, why not?
Okay, let me pull up my little thing I have to say every time,
No problem.
just to keep things as usual. Lopez Park and Recreation District welcomes public comment in a fair and orderly manner consistent with Washington's Open Public Meeting Act. Speakers may comment orally or in writing, including remotely when accommodations are requested. To ensure everyone has an equal opportunity, speakers are limited to 3 minutes, and the overall comment period may be time limited. Comments should be respectful and non-disruptive. Public comment is intended to inform the board members. Board members will not respond during the comment period, though the chair may provide brief factual information if appropriate. Lack of response does not indicate agreement or disagreement. Comments may be referred to for future consideration, staff follow-up, or written response. So, on that note, we've had one person raise their hand. Asa?
Yeah.
Thank you. And is there anyone else via Zoom attending that would like to raise a hand? Not seeing anything there. So, Asa, I believe that is you.
All right. I just wanted to point out that I've seen a remarkable improvement in the way that the commission has communicated internally. The board meetings have been noticeably lighter, if I could put it that way. And I really appreciated the listening sessions and the reach out to the community that the whole commission has engaged with in the past, 6 weeks or so. And I encourage you to continue on with what you're doing. I think you guys are doing a great job, and I'm seeing a marked improvement.
Great. Thank you, Asa.
Thank you.
Okay. And just one last double check that no one is raising their hand there. So I think we can go on. Future planning discussion. Just keeps remaining on our unfinished business. So,
Did you not skip committee updates?
I did skip
Yes.
committee update.
There we go.
Thank you. So let's go ahead and go to the policy committee update, and maybe you could just give us a little before we do the first read, an overview of the process, what you're
Yeah.
considering and prioritizing, maybe things you're referencing is something I have a question on, but I don't know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
3 of the policy committee.
The policy committee members are here, yeah.
I can start, Chom, if you like.
Yes, please,
Okay,
yeah.
so, it was actually my first committee meeting related to the policy. And I'd like to first just thank the committee members that are on there and that have, especially Chom and Deborah Maori, am I saying her last name correctly?
Majora?
Majora?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Okay, Deborah.
Kid,
Yeah.
They have done some work in the past as well as Kit Ledbetter.
Mhm.
And so I'd like to thank them for all their work that they did to date. And then ASET and I have stepped in as the additional people on that committee, currently of 4. And so I just really appreciate all the work that went into it. Especially, I think one thing that was very helpful is this document that was put together by Chom and Kit, I believe, which has a reference to many other smaller, most of them are bigger than we are, but small parks and rec districts. And it's one big document where we can go in and pull down their bylaws and policies to look at them so that, we don't want to recreate things from scratch. As I'm learning about this, it's new to me. I noted that, that bylaws are not required for parks and recs by Washington State. So the fact that we have some already, made me feel good. We're good. But that really, we operate under the state statutes, under the RCW, I think it's 79A, anyway. Oh, under the RCW's 4 parks and rec districts. So in reality, we are not really required to do these things. And so I think also there are some benefits of doing it. There's pluses and minuses that can happen with this. I think, most public district boards have made it a standard practice to adopt bylaws and then to use policy to clarify things like board procedures, officer roles, committee structure, and different things like that. And I think it's great that we're approaching doing this because it will give, I think, some greater strength to public trust and credibility as we go forward to try and get some levy funding. And I think that we also have to be aware about the fact that we do not have any funding.
Yeah.
And so as far as like attorney review of some things, that's something that we have to keep in mind and pick things that we can feel more comfortable, do not require a huge amount of attorney review. So that's what we tried to do, is to identify some of the newer parks and recs, or most updated parks and rec procedures that we could kind of use them. And it was Orcus, South Whitby, and was it Orcus?
Yeah.
My computer's giving me some problems, so I'm going by my memory on that. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing as we go forward, is to look at those policies and try and see how do we adapt them for us. As far as the one that came up first, I think we spent some time in the meeting just trying to understand, what we were doing. As a newly formed, half of us were new on the committee. And there was a majority feeling that one of the things that had come up on some of the feedback surveys and had been heard at listening sessions was conflict of interest. And so that is why that was chosen as the first one to try and attempt to do. It seemed it was standalone enough in our time that we had, we felt that we could approach that. So that was just kind of the thinking behind that. And it was modeled after 2 of the other, or I believe it, my computer. There was 2 primary ones that had it, and I cannot remember which school districts or which
They are,
parks and recs they were. I had it in my notes.
So South Whitby and Orcus, have almost identical
Yes.
conflict of interest policy. And
Mhm.
another one that we drew from was, let's see, Point Roberts. That's another one that we, I think, yeah, maybe the form or something that we drew some inspiration from that. Anyway, yeah, but we try to reference other districts' documents, so we don't have to reinvent anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's really important at this juncture specifically. And I appreciate you finding relevant or newly developed, because
Yeah.
laws do change.
Yes.
And so that's really important to catch.
Yes.
And like-sized districts,
Yeah.
because bigger districts inherently require
More.
more.
Yeah.
And I think it could be as much of a disservice to us at this juncture if we tried to create more than we really need. We want the simplest forms at this point moving forward. And to that point, I would really appreciate it when you do bring new policies to include the references of
Where they were developed.
where they were developed. Rather than going and trying searching on my own for different ones, it would be nice to just be able to quickly see it.
Yeah.
So when you,
Okay.
do
Yeah, we
that
could
email
also,
that says this is the new policy for first read, if you could include some of those reference ones, that would be
I
super
think that's a great
helpful.
idea.
yeah, that's a
for me.
great idea.
Mhm.
I'll make sure to do that before the next read.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Mhm. We also had a suggestion from ASA that came after, or, well, just in the last 24 hours or so, to
Yeah.
include the relevant RCWs as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because they're referenced, but, you have to go and look them up. So I think that would be
I
nice
think,
too.
I think maybe what we could do is to hyperlink,
Mhm.
whatever we
Mhm.
reference,
Yeah.
hyperlink
Yeah.
so that you can just click and it takes you
Yeah.
to the RCW. Yeah.
Which works really well for posting them to our website too.
Mhm.
Hyperlinks are a great way to.
But
Yeah.
because the format of the document and how it's displayed, you cannot click. The
Okay.
hyperlink doesn't work.
But we can make that happen, so let's just ensure that we do.
Yeah.
With the conflict of interest policy specifically, I brought up, and this is why I brought up the RCW references, because that comes with a form that the commissioners have to sign that, pretty much says, hey, I'm gonna disclose any conflict of interest if I have them. Anytime there's a reference to a policy you're agreeing to, a document that you're signing, it's important that you have that document in order to be able to review and agree to it. And so that was why I brought up the RCW thing. The conflict of, I also brought up the idea of having certain policies looked at by a lawyer. Conflict of interest is one of the ones that, above any of the other ones, I think I would prioritize that as having somebody look at it.
Absolutely.
Yes. I
The
totally
others-
agree with that.
And
sometimes-
sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes some of the things you're looking at, ironically, are the places that are vague.
Yeah.
Because if they're nebulous and difficult to interpret, then that can cause more harm than benefit. So
Yeah.
that's where I would specifically want
Yeah,
a lawyer to tidy up any
I agree.
language that way.
We talked about, let's get it where we think, because I'm sure the other commissioners are gonna have input and suggestions, so let's
I would
get it.
want you to.
Yes, get it as close as we can before we send it to an attorney, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
With our big funding that we have.
I know.
Do we, if we might still be able to access the pro bono legal service that Kid had access to? That's
Yeah.
one of the
Mhm.
questions that we,
Yeah,
Certainly has.
hopefully
Yeah.
we can find that because we don't have the money to do it.
Mhm.
But then I think also to your fact that you both brought up is that if we are looking for pro bono work, we gotta really limit how much we're
yes,
asking for. We have to pick
exactly.
Yes.
things that are important and also be careful. I mean, I don't feel like we should adopt anything that we have concern is gonna potentially put us in a legal issue because we don't have legal
Absolutely.
review funding. So, we might be better off not doing some of them.
And we can always go back and augment
Mhm,
policies at a
yes.
later date if we feel like they could benefit from further
Mhm.
refinement. So kind of
Yeah.
simplest
Mhm.
form, quick to review,
It was one of our.
as needed.
Yes, that was one thing that Deborah brought up too, because, and we had a policy handbook, but it was, that we were looking at, and, you know, it had a lot of stuff. And, you know, many sections to it, you know, and it was like 12 pages or something. And, you know, we talked about how at this point it would be better to just have one, almost like a one-page document for each thing, or short. Don't get this really long thing, because also then in the future, if you have to revise it, you have to review the whole thing.
The whole thing,
You know, 10 pages for one small section that you're reviewing, so that at this point in time, you know, it seemed more prudent to pick certain areas that we think make sense to work on as a policy, and just, you know, have many little standalone ones.
Yeah, so the, you know, the August and, South Whitby, districts have
Yeah.
policy manual that are like
It's like 100 pages. No, like
almost
70 to
100, yeah,
pages.
almost 100 pages. But they combine everything, all the policies that they have, and I think we're just
Which might
starting.
be still possible to
Yeah.
do that at a later date when we're
Right.
Yeah,
staffing.
exactly.
And then I think you can just take up like one page from that.
Right.
We're reviewing
Yeah,
this
that's-
policy that's on this
Right,
page
right.
Yeah.
and reference it, but you need somebody collating that in.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we as a committee will be bringing is small policy documents.
Yeah.
That could in the future become a policy handbook, but that's what we present.
That's later, later, when we have employee policies or whatever. Yeah, to combine everything, yeah. But, I just wanted to say that, that, you know, I just looked up, you know, RCW 3669-120, you know, governing commissioners' duties, and definitely, you know, our job is to, or part of our duties is to adopt policies governing transaction of work business, keeping of records, resolutions, transactions, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, you know, just like, we can do one policy at a time.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and I totally hear you on referencing that. And it is also that RCW empowers us to develop policies. It doesn't direct us to forever be creating new policies.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
The ones that
it
need- that
legally
we need.
empowers us with
Right.
the power to develop those
Yeah, it's
policies.
not a requirement to
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
You don't want the policy of the week?
No, but I mean, but it would be good to get, you know, make sure that we have all the policies we need to, be able to make sure that, you know, we conduct our business in a, you know, accountable, transparent, and, you know, in a way that's professional. I feel like, you know, we want to demonstrate to the community that we are trying to be, a professional district, and that's why I think it's important to do all this. Yeah, and agree. We don't need to do one every week or whatever. We just need to do what we need. You know, like you know, among the different policies that we were talking about. You know, keeping of records. You know, that's another one that we need to work on. And board business. You know, to do with just basic. You know, expanding a little bit, like, you know, what do we do in case of vacancies? Other districts have a little bit more, you know, bylaws, very bare bones. So policy governing board business would be another policy that we would like to bring to the commission as well. And another one would be, let's see, sponsored activities. You know, if we don't have any budget, but we can still sponsor activities, you know, anyway, because there's some examples that we can draw on from other districts in terms of like, okay, what kind of, what's the process for getting activities sponsored? So that's another thing that we're thinking that would be good to also consider. That is not urgent, but, you know, something to consider in the future.
Yeah.
Generally, I look at these as a framework that the commission have to operate within to maintain transparency, as Chum said, and then also to keep yourselves within, best practices and,
Yes.
and keep yourselves safe from any legal ramifications as well, by giving you a framework to work with. And to that end, if there are priorities that the commission would like us to spend our time on,
Yes.
we welcome those suggestions as well.
Yes, that was something I was going to say
Mhm.
as well. Like, we welcome input if there is a particular thing that you would like us to work on next.
Mhm.
Well, that donation one was timely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
The
Mm-hmm.
assumption that we will need those. So yeah, that's great. Well, I'm very appreciative of the process and the participation and the work. And thank you for that. Is there anything more you want to add to the kind of big picture conversation before we move on?
I would just say, is there anything that you feel right now you would like to share with us before we have our next meeting where we should spend our energy? Tom, do you want to maybe recap some of the ones that we're considering working on?
Yeah, as I mentioned, so the policy governing board business, record keeping of records, record keeping or public records policy, and the sponsored activities policy. So I think those are
Those seem timely.
the three.
And the first one,
Policies.
you're talking about like expanding about the terms and vacancies and things like that, like the governance. And like
Yeah.
what are the duties of commissioners,
Right.
what's the duty of the, these are what is in some of the other ones, like what's the duty of the chair, what's the duty of the vice chair, things like that.
Or committee, I think that another one that we were like thinking that would have been really good to have is like, governing creation of committees, like
Yeah.
who can be on
Yes.
the committees and, anyway, just a little bit
Yes.
about that would be good. So that, like policy committee is not operating out of vacuum or anything like that.
Right, yeah. And in general, I think these are all great ideas, and I would encourage like an ethos of being pithy and few of words, because if we add too much in there, it will just tangle things up. But keep to the basics, and
Okay.
that would be my general request with it, and have relevant examples that are fresh and updated and
Okay.
some of
To,
those.
to the idea of making sure that whatever we're putting into a policy, it kind of has a reference point of there's a reason for this.
Yes,
Reference said document, that this is why they're doing it, this is why we're adopting it as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
love it.
Great.
Anything more? Anything, Lynn, do you have any questions or?
Nope, it sounds like they're putting in good work, and I agree with the I wrote down 4 areas that they're gonna work on.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for doing the work.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Lovely. And now we are on to number 6, future planning discussion, which we just did some future planning discussion apparently. But last meeting, we decided not to place another levy on the November ballot. So, we are in a bit of a pause on that. The next available election would be that February one, just so we keep that on the horizon of our,
February.
that's a potential. I'm just saying that's the
Yeah.
next election.
So one in each calendar year, we have 4 opportunities, so February, April, August, and November, right? Okay.
And what are the requirements for those? Like when you have to submit your.
The county is in a quick little search, will give you the dates on those, but
Okay.
we should keep that on our radar, last day to submit a resolution.
But also, yeah, I think since we don't have a budget, we should also, make sure to go out for a levy when there's somebody else who share the cost too, so that it's not a big expense.
So we're not the only person on the ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a significant cost difference between those different ones? I mean, I know November is usually
The cheapest.
the cheapest, because of the other people, but, that's a long time to wait.
It is a long time to wait,
Yeah.
especially for at least enough money to have insurance.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
and that, you know, once we do have levy approval, it makes it easier to secure a short-term loan for basic expenses.
Mhm. Mhm.
If we are the only entity going on the ballot, then it would be like $40,000 for the cost. But if we have somebody else to share it, then, you know, like the April one was like, I don't know, we haven't received a bill,
Not yet.
but I think it's like 15,000 maybe.
Mhm.
That's great.
What was the number you said?
15,000.
15.
Yeah, there was an
That was
estimate
for the
that was
April.
given before, although we don't know the final number.
Mhm. And I did notice that the county took steps to minimize some of those costs by including the voter guide, the pamphlet in with the ballot,
Right.
which I found initially confusing, and then I found to be, oh yay, that's probably cost saving. So, yeah, and we can connect with elections too to see if that's kind of standard practice when there are fewer things on a ballot, and if there are anticipated cost savings with that.
And is the period where you have to make the resolution, I think for this one in November, it was August, beginning of August. So is it typically August,
Yeah,
September, October, 3 months in advance? Is that typical?
that sounds about right.
So,
I could actually really quickly. find
yeah,
it.
so for February, that would mean, pretty soon, right?
December.
December.
November maybe, because you do November,
Oh,
December,
November.
January, right? So,
Yeah, I don't know actually.
It's often before,
right
in my
before
previous,
the election.
before the election happens. So it's
Right.
probably before
Oh,
that.
Yeah, so
Before
probably
November.
beginning of November, just like this one, with the election was, or the primary was August 4th, and our deadline was, I think, August 1st or 2nd, something like that. Okay.
Let me just look,
Um,
because it'll tell us elections calendar.
When you went out last time in April, was it the beginning of January that you had to make the resolution?
For the April? No, it was February.
It was in February?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting that it goes February, April, which are kind of close together, and then bigger spaces between August and November.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is funny. So the date for the last date of file a resolution for next year's February special election is December 11th.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for April or for
For
February?
February.
Oh, okay, December.
Okay.
That's way after the election, which is good actually. Then we have more information. You know,
I think it takes a little. The November election results will give us more information to consider.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's good.
So that is good to know.
What is the April date? Does it say that?
Well, last year it was like 26th of February.
Wow, that
Yeah,
seems
or
pretty
20.
late compared to the other one.
Yeah. I think maybe they don't have as much to do then. I don't know. Or not as many go for it, and therefore there isn't as much to do.
February
there.
26th.
Yeah.
What is it?
February 26th.
Wow, no, that is really interesting, yeah.
December 11th or February 26th.
The other question in my mind is, are there any of those dates, February, April, August, or November of next year, that are more critical as far as deadlines to get funding for school sports for 28? I guess we're looking now, it would be for 28,
Well, the reason we chose the April election this time around is that it allowed the school district to plan for that, source of revenue in their budget, because they have to submit a budget to the state, and I think it's like early August, they have to approve it, and if they don't know that they have that funding coming, they have to present a different budget.
I think it also has to do with when they register with the WIAA that they're going to have certain teams, and I think that was the push for the end of May date.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's two relevant reasons to do it
yes.
by that April date.
But in terms of the money flowing is, you know, as long as we have it, sometime approved in the, you know, prior to, or, you know, before the end of calendar year, then the money will flow about the same time.
Levy revenue collection is in
Revenue
2027.
Yeah,
Well, no, in 2028,
2028, yes,
regardless.
yes.
So we're still talking with all of these choices, either February, April, August, and November, the earliest funding for the school sports would be 2028, 29.
That's the earliest we can collect levy revenue. Now, again, if they know that the levy revenue is coming, then they budget for it, because they know that is on the way. And
Would they be budgeting for it? I just want to make sure I understand this clearly. Would they be budgeting for it for 27, 28 or 28, 29?
28, 29.
But
27, 28.
Yeah.
27, 28, because you could get a bridge loan once you know that the money's coming in.
And we'd be collecting in 28, so then we could back pay into that too.
Okay, so
the way San Juan does it with Island Rec and their school district there is that twice annually they submit a bill basically to Park and Rec of the expenses they've paid. So that's a way to do it. There are short-term bridge loans. There's definitely an economic advantage to the school to have it known by that April one.
Okay.
But in terms of when we collect the revenue, it doesn't make a difference.
And the Family Resource Center is expecting their loan to run out in August of 27. Is that correct, Asa?
That's right.
Yeah, and it's just to clarify, it's a grant.
Right.
What did I say?
You said loan, but it's okay. I'm always catching myself saying the wrong thing.
I was going to say, things come out of my mouth. That's not what was in my brain, so I apologize.
That happens to me a lot.
All the time, Lynn, all the time.
Yeah, I know what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew what you meant to say too, but just for clarity. So those are kind of our dates we're looking ahead toward.
So there is a significant advantage to February or April.
Yes.
Because of the school being able to get it into their budget.
Yes.
But
they are, well, they also have an advantage to us that it does make it easier to secure a short-term loan and get like insurance right away. It would be the first thing I would want to do. But levy revenue is unaffected by which election the collection of that revenue is unaffected by which of those elections we choose.
But we could get.
But the implications of knowing that we have levy approval affects many other things.
So it seems reasonable that we should try for that, in my opinion, February or April.
I think we should also maybe coordinate with other districts, or like, you know, just keep our ear out for, you know, in the community to see if we know of any other entity that plans to also go out on the ballot. Otherwise, the cost will also be quite high. Yeah, because if, you know, like November ballot would be, I don't know, a lot cheaper, like thousands. Yeah, as opposed to like 40,000 if we were to be the only entity going, you know, being on the ballot.
And when we make that decision, we're going to have to recheck in with all the different factors to know that we have all the available information to weigh that.
I think that before December 11th, we should have a feeling of which one we're going to go with.
Yes.
But,
That means our kind of December regular meeting
Mhm,
should be deliberative of that
mhm,
choice.
mhm.
but they are also, I know that we won't decide until later, but I also feel we could also be doing things too that could help
Mhm.
increase our chance of success too.
Yeah. Mhm,
Like policy is one thing, but
mhm.
also another one is I know that Brady has resigned, but and then he did mention that he has learned about a donation that could potentially cover the cost of the election in April. I don't know if anyone is aware of that. Anyway, I think we should maybe,
That would be a piece of information we'd want to collect on.
Yeah.
yeah.
How was the last one funded?
Through a donation that we have yet to collect or a bill that we have yet to receive.
Okay, but they're good for it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, even though Brady is no longer on the commission, I hope the donation is still, is still, well, the offer of donation is still there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm,
yeah,
Yes.
and so should we try to maybe ask the county, or should we just like let's wait until the county is ready to
Let
let us
sleeping
know how much
dogs
it costs?
lie.
Huh?
I said, let sleeping dogs lie. If you don't get a bill, you wait for the bill to be presented.
Okay, we don't want to ask for it until we actually have the ability to pay.
Well, they
No.
have their own needs and how they divvy it up and their timeline, so we'll just let them do
Is
their
this
work.
typical for it to take a while?
They have a lot going on down there too,
So
so,
experience.
yeah. So I'll just,
Yeah,
one step at a time.
yeah,
So that is kind of where we're looking at. I think the, listening sessions were useful.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
think it would be prudent for us to have another round. And I
I
would
agree.
suggest maybe like October, early November
Mhm.
could be a time to target for that.
Mhm.
Um, so let's kind of keep that on our,
I would even propose potentially some in September. I
Mhm.
think that, the
Yeah.
summer is hard. People are so
Yeah.
busy and
Right.
visitors and holidays. But I think when September comes, people are starting, back to school and they start to
Mhm.
think about things. So I think,
Yeah.
we could, I think, spread them out, maybe
Yeah.
have 2 in September.
Yeah, I like
2
that idea.
October and 2 in November. I know that I won't physically be here very much in October and November, so for that reason as well, I would love to have some in September so that I could attend or sign up for those.
Mhm.
so let's make it
I
an
like that
intention
idea.
at our September regular meeting to schedule a couple of those.
We might want to do that sooner.
Okay?
I wanted to share that Darren at the library said that as long as it's not a levy, that he is happy to help advertise in his monthly newsletter that we're having listening sessions.
Okay.
And once it becomes a levy, then they can't do anything. But prior to that, and his newsletter comes out at the end of each month, so if we knew the dates, time, and place, and wrote something up, they would put it there, and I think that would be a great way to get more exposure, because I think they're very highly read, those
Yeah.
newsletters.
Yeah, also the commerce, too, Chamber of Commerce also has newsletter that they send out too. So, yeah, I think multiple ways to get the word out, I think is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at a calendar right now and give me some dates that work?
Sure, okay. All right.
Yeah, I too, will not be here in October and November, starting.
Well, you and I are gonna be in September listening sessions then, Sean.
Yes, indeed.
What works for you?
Yeah, I'm
I'm-
here in September.
I
so.
think I'm actually pretty available.
It would be hilarious if I'm here by myself.
Yeah,
You're here.
You can technically run a meeting with that. You just need one person present hosting the actual meeting, but,
I'll be
Maybe
here in October except for 1 week.
okay,
we could
Well,
also.
here meaning Lopez here, not.
yeah.
I think I would also suggest too that we could also host virtual listening sessions too, so that people, may not want to physically show up in person. Some might want to also just want to share comments, but just sign in and not even turn on the camera, but don't want to say something, and that should be an option too for people. I think that.
That's great. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, some people, yeah, I don't know. I just want to offer that as an option for people.
I think,
Okay.
I think that's a good
Well,
idea.
do you guys want to look at your September
Yeah,
calendars and
Should we do two, maybe two?
I think two.
two's good.
Yeah.
Maybe more towards the end of the month. I think still people are, Labor Day, give them a chance to ease into fall a little bit. So maybe one the week of the 14th.
Sure, the week of 14 works for me.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of scheduled time yet then, so.
Yeah.
Do you two want to pick a date again?
I think before we thought Wednesdays was a day a lot of people were at the library. If we wanted to do it there, maybe Wednesday the 16th. What do you think?
Wednesday the 16th. Uh-huh.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay, and I guess, I don't know what's a popular time of day. Is it better to do it?
When we did it, we managed to, there were 6 people who showed up. That was when the taco truck was there. I think.
I mean, if it's nice out, I'm happy to do it outside, but we don't know when that far out, right?
We don't.
I feel like, some during lunchtime might be good,
Okay.
or like, between breakfast and lunch, and then some in the evening. So, 2 different days, with different timing might be good.
Do you want the 16th to be
Let's do a lunchtime.
you want to do noon?
Yeah, let's do noon.
Could I
so-
make a suggestion?
Sure.
In that maybe on a weekday, aiming for a later session would be a better idea to give room for people who might be working those days.
Yeah, so maybe the Wednesday, the 16th, might be later. Is that okay?
Okay. Sure.
That would be evening.
Want to do 5:30
5:30?
or even?
Is that late enough for working people? 5:30?
So you think there's not people that would like to come in the morning on a weekday? Is that what you just said, Asa?
I think you will have more people whose schedules are restricted
Yeah.
during the week because of work.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
Okay, so 5:30.
5:30 to 16 for
Do you want
the.
to go to 7:30 or do you want to just say 7? 7?
I think 5:30 to 7 is good, don't you? I don't think we did any that were 2 hours before. I mean, I'm always happy to stay, later.
Or do you want to say 6:30?
Okay, 5:30 to 7 seems good.
5:30 to 7.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you want to tentatively say the library?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, should we okay tentatively, then we can check with the
Make sure it's
library
available.
about the location.
I can pull strings and try to make sure that's possible because I know who usually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give me a couple minutes and I'll let you know.
Thank you, Asa.
Thank you.
And then another one, maybe the following week?
The following.
Are you going all of
I'll be gone already. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When do you leave?
I leave the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah. So can it be like maybe Saturday the 12th or something when we the weekends and then during lunch time or
Sure.
like break between breakfast and lunch.
I can do that.
Okay, 12.
Saturday the 12th,
So
at
maybe-
noon to 1:30.
Sure.
And, I mean, is it possible to say we'll be outside?
How about
and then-
11?
I think you could always go in that new covered area.
Where's that?
The new little
the
pavilion
little
thing that's right
pavilion.
there on the green.
Oh,
Yeah.
if it's really
Mhm.
rainy.
Can we do 11 instead? 11?
did you want to start 11? Sure.
Yeah,
And if
11
we-
to 12:30.
See that the weather report is looking crazy too.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
it looks
then,
really crazy.
This
We
is
can
not
put
a like
something out.
legal notices
Yes.
type of meeting.
So we'll be on the village green or that covered pavilion, which are we gonna say?
um,
You probably wanna be closer to is the
Village.
taco truck there?
we say Village Green. Oh, well, yeah, when are they
I
moving?
don't know, when are they moving?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that it also depends on the county, so not up to us.
I know, I was also like, you could say outside of Vortex, and I'm like, that's not Vortex anymore.
Right.
Do you wanna just say the Village Green for now, and if you think
Yeah,
about it,
and if
wanna
something
change it?
happens and they, move the taco truck into the restaurant, then we can put a change on that, how's that sound?
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and then I have put them into our calendar that loads to our website,
Okay.
but I will also post them to Lopez Rocks and get more of
And
the
who's-
banner of our website.
Who's gonna check with the library? Or is that something we can?
I'm doing that right now. So on Wednesday, the 16th, what time did you want?
5:30 till 7, but, give us a little, put down, last time we got there, we had yeah, it's nice to have a little buffer, 5:15.
Wait, hang on. I think there's somebody in there.
oh,
There is,
Oh.
till,
From 6 till 8?
There's someone in there from 5 to 6.
Oh,
we can do,
from
you can
6.
do
Well, we could do
6:15 to,
yeah,
7:45.
We could even do 6.
yeah, we could do 6.
Okay,
I figure that, yeah, 6 to 7:30.
okay.
6.
Okay, you got that book, Lynn?
Lopez Parks and Rec listening session.
And then do you wanna figure the other ones or just figure those later and just put in there, more sessions coming in,
Sure.
in the, whatever we send to Darren?
Yeah,
Okay.
So
Okay, great.
is that the only time you wanted me to book the library?
Yeah, for
Wednesday the 16th in the evening.
Okay, thank you, Lynn.
And then, would be happy to also offer a virtual listening session too later, in October and November. For me, just since I'm not gonna be here.
can we
physically.
schedule those in October?
Yeah,
Sure, sure.
or September,
Sure, yeah,
and then you can get it in the library thing.
yes,
So
Yeah.
the September meeting, we can maybe schedule the other ones.
yes, okay.
Sounds good.
Who's gonna send something to Darren?
Oh, I think.
I think Lynn just reserved it.
Well, to reserve it, but something for his newsletter.
Oh,
I think also, once it's on Lopez Rocks, we could also just copy that, announcement or the post on Lopez Rock and then share with Darren. That normally the Chamber of Commerce also just pull,
This poll section,
yeah,
okay,
pull stuff from Lopez Rock and put it on the newsletter.
okay, all right, well, I can take responsibility since he said that to me, just sending it to him once it's up
Okay,
on the
Great,
box.
thank you.
Okay.
okay. That was some good future planning discussion.
Did we didn't do anything for October yet?
Correct, we were gonna do it at our next meeting, plan some of those in.
Okay. So I've
Um,
got a 1-week trip in October, but otherwise I could jump in.
That might be you and me in October.
And maybe we'll have a new commissioner by then, so.
Well, that does bring us to,
Oh, wait, before we move, I also have some suggestions, for things to do before we, that we could do, while waiting to talk about the levy. I feel that, there are some missing information that could be on the website, for example, the public comment policy. So that's, right now we have the approved policies on the website, but, the public comment policy is not yet there. I thought it might be good to just have a full, complete list of policies that we have approved so far. So that's one. Another one is, I wonder about like having a list of commissioners' names, email and positions. But, just to make it more accessible, make the commissioners more accessible to the community. Might be good to be able to, share our contact info so that people know who is even on the commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to send me a picture to include with that, feel free to do so.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of them put short bios too. I don't know if we want to do anything like that, but if we did, I would suggest very, very short, but I don't know. Or let's just start with the picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
start there, and it would just be your district emails.
Yes.
Yeah, just email, yeah. And I think it would be good to, to say like who is the chair, who is the secretary and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good to have those.
District
listed
email
as
and
well.
your
Yeah.
position.
Right.
We could also hyperlink it to the county's website that officially lists us all there too.
Did you have other things?
Yeah, another one, yeah, there are some, so I looked and, there are some meeting recordings that, might be missing. I wonder if it's just like, for example, the July 2nd meeting, the recording is not there. I wonder if that's just, because of technical error or
I don't know. If you catch those things,
posted.
feel free to just send me an email too that says.
Okay, yeah, I just looked today, I thought I would, mention it. Yeah, things like that. Okay, if I have more, then I can add. Okay, what else?
I noticed that the PO box was says XX, PO box XX
Oh,
in the contact.
oh,
I
yeah.
think it's on there in one place. and
Yeah,
not-
it's on one place and not another. I also had something related to the website that I experienced, and I'm wondering if anyone else has, but I went on and I typed in a search for Lopez Parks and Recs on Google. I went through 2 pages and I did not get to the Lopez Rec as something that popped up. And that's not
When
good.
Google you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe I was on Google was the browser I was using, and I kept thinking like, what's wrong with me? I can't get this to come up. But I typed it in.
I just did it and it came up as the first option.
On Google? Okay,
Yep,
well.
I just typed in Lopez Parks and Rec.
Sometimes
It
Google
came up.
learns what you put in there previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, so I just wondered, because in some of the listening sessions, I did get the feedback from some people, like, that they couldn't find any information, and when that happened to me, I was wondering, like, is that why? Because it was not recognizing it as a Google search, so they weren't getting to our,
Localsrec.org.
yeah, but if they don't know
Yeah,
that.
this is, I use incognito mode or private mode, and
Uh-huh,
I type Lopez Park and Rec, and it's the first thing that came
it
up.
did come up, okay,
Yeah.
all right, well, maybe I was just
So-
having a really bad tech day, but I'll try it again and let you know.
Yeah, no, it's good to check,
Okay.
Good, I'm glad to hear
The
that.
same thing happens to me where it pops up early on, but I've Googled it for a while.
Uh-huh.
And when I was doing tech work with people, yeah, Google starts to learn your search algorithms. And so unless it's a sponsored thing, typically it won't be top of the list.
Yes, uh-huh.
So that is just something that you can communicate to people if they're having difficulty finding it, making sure the right keywords are typed in. And yeah, they may have to search through some other things just because of the algorithm structure and the way that it is.
Yeah, I probably had not used it before, I always just went right to the website,
Right.
but it just to be.
I'll ask our
Yeah.
web
like
design
maybe-
person if there's a way to maximize
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Okay.
So Jenny, as long as you're making notes, also on the opening page, it has the listening sessions that have already occurred.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Mhm.
Probably now start populating the ones that are going to occur.
Yep, I actually already have that on my list, Lynn, but Take some tea.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And like I said, if any of you encounter those things, feel free to just send an email
Gotcha.
that says, I noticed this is happening. I won't respond to it, but I can receive it and take action on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used Edge, which I don't normally use it, but and I used in private mode, and search is also the first thing that came up.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, well.
So that's good.
Maybe it's gotten better.
This means that I never use this search engine, and it still comes up as the first thing. So that's good. Yeah.
Good, I'm really
Maybe we
glad.
had to learn us too. Okay,
When we put it on Lopez Rock, so it's going on the calendar, is that where it goes? What about putting it on messages? Not the one where people respond, not talk about, but the messages. I was talking to someone who uses that for their meetings, and they made that suggestion that that might be good, and that they said every month they repost, because it gets down, so even if it's like a continuing thing, they just keep posting it,
I
so
like
it
that.
shows up
Yeah.
at the top.
Mhm.
And so that might be another way to get some more visibility.
Yeah, and also I think the meeting announcement, if the meeting date is posted earlier, even without the agenda, then it gets included automatically into the newsletter by the Chamber of Commerce. And so more people would be able to see that, the rec district is having a meeting. I think it would be another way for people to feel like, oh, yeah, we are doing the work, we are meeting. I don't know. I just think that it would be good to let people know well in advance when our next meeting is. They may not want to attend, but at least they know that we are meeting and they see it, and we're not,
they are on our website one, just
I know,
to be clear,
but a
but
lot-
I hear your description of the benefits of that being included on the downloads to other formats. So there's only, we have September, October, November, December. So I can put 4 more in there. They just won't have agendas, or
Yeah,
they might have locations at this point.
But you can add it to add agenda later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that, yeah, you do have a lot of work to do, but,
Right, it'd be
Yeah.
great to have a paid employee, but
I
that's a
know.
different conversation.
I know, as far as other things, did you have other ones, Tom? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no,
I just wanted to say that I watched the video that, Brady put up on the website for the school about finances, and he had 2 videos, and I just thought it was a great tool and something for us to think about, because, it was all recorded. He had it written out, so it was, very much a message that he felt good about communicating, wasn't just ad-libbing or anything. And I thought, maybe not right now isn't the time, but at some future point, that it might be nice, for you, Tom, or, someone on the board to
Yeah.
do that. And so that people could just, it was only like 3 minutes long, another one was 5 minutes. But it addressed some of the, he talked about the school finances, but talking about the levy, maybe once we know what we're going out with, so that people who don't want to come to a meeting, they're just reading about it. I thought the visual was very powerful.
right. Yeah, people nowadays don't read, so like
Right.
media.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
think about for the future.
Great suggestions.
And I would love if we could have an event of sorts, but that's very hard to think about doing any type of an event without insurance or funding.
I know, I keep even thinking, we could put on activities that don't cost us anything and could earn us money, but then it comes back to that insurance.
Right, I know, yeah, I think the wiffle ball was a great idea, and doing something like that, or a concert, or, but the liability piece, I just don't know how we handle that.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody wants to give us their donation for minimum insurance,
That would be,
because that would go a long way.
it would, we could then do some things.
Maybe we need a fundraising committee. Not that I want to put another fundraising thing on the horizon of community, but
This brings me to this is the last thing that I've been thinking about, is that, Friends of the Lopez Rec would be really nice.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I don't know how that happens. Is it just the community members that do that? And I don't know the protocol for how that happens.
It's often an established nonprofit, which takes a little work, especially if you want to make it a 501c3, but it's actually not that difficult to create a nonprofit with Washington State. It's kind of finding some very basic paperwork. But it does take concerted effort of a handful of people regularly attending to it, and if it's going to be a nonprofit, and there's advantages to it being so.
Can a commissioner be involved in that, or it has to be separate? Like, how does it work?
Generally, they're separate and report to the commission. That's the way I've usually seen it done.
Separate.
Like Lopez Rec has one. They often fundraise for things that the rec can't cover, like they'll have a scholarship fund, or in the case of our library, they fundraise for a lot of the infrastructure. And those are both two nonprofits that are accompanying it. I don't know that it would have to be a nonprofit, because as a district, we can take donations. So it could start out without that official designation. It could just be, a concerned committee group that has official authorization from the district, and could later look into creating a nonprofit and what the advantages to that would be.
So how does it get initiated? Is it the board or individuals coming forward? How does that work?
Yeah, that would be a good question. Does anyone want to reach out to the one on San Juan and ask them questions about how it works there?
We could also just talk locally too, to say like Friends of the Lopez Library, or
They're definitely a good example. I mean, it would be probably the best example is a Park and Rec one. And there is that one on San Juan.
or ask Orcas too, since the San Juan one is very established and has a very long history, but Orcas one is more recent. I'm happy to reach out to Orcas one.
So, yeah, I could do that research, just not right away.
I know that when I met with Kit, he spoke very highly of the person at San Juan Rec, so I think that they'd probably be very happy to share information. So I'll reach out to them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to reach out to the Orcas one?
Yeah, sure.
And then you can report back at the next meeting of how those kind of got started and what their structure is for it. And
Okay.
are we feeling like we are ready to move on from that particular line item of looking forward into the future? Okay. On to the commissioner vacancy. So Brady has submitted his resignation. And we do have another vacancy to fill. There's a couple of points that was submitted on July 26th. And so we have 90 days from that to fill it, which Google told me is October 24th.
October 24th.
We did just do this, so we had some learning there. I would suggest that we kind of follow the similar process that we updated with learning along the way, but that's to put in official notice of vacancy on our website in Lopez Rocks and receive applications for it. And then once we've received applications, we can at a meeting nominate those candidates to the position and post that in 3 public locations. And then it starts what is a 15-day period
of counter proposal.
Well, it has to be at least 15 days.
Right, yeah.
So I will say, and I'm open to conversation around this, but I did kind of think through those time implications. And my suggestion for, again, open feedback is that we say that the application date is through September 1st, which gives, a little over 3 weeks for any applicant interested to submit a letter of interest.
Mhm.
And then at our September meeting, we can take those applications and nominate those candidates to the position, which allows the public notice of these are the interested parties.
Mhm.
And then that starts the 15-day period. And then I would say at
And then people can also apply during that 15-day period, is my recollection, right?
again, yes. And then at our October meeting, we could conduct interviews and appoint. Would be my suggestion for it.
Okay.
I think that sounds like a good timeframe. We're still in the summer where again, it's a little bit tricky for people to be as responsive to things, it seems.
Right, yeah.
So ideally, I'd like to push it a little bit, but that time frame of then being able to do the nominations at the October meeting.
It
or
keeps
the
it,
interviews,
it
yeah,
keeps
it
the
tighter.
actionable items
Yeah.
within our regular
Mhm.
meetings too.
Yeah.
There's plenty of
Yeah.
public notice and time for
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to express
Yeah.
interest and
And also to give them a chance to be part of the listening sessions too. If we
Yes.
have a new
Mhm. Good
replacement
point.
sooner,
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't think
Yep.
we should push it out.
Yeah, I think you came up with a good time frame.
Lynn, what are you thinking? Does that resonate with you as?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like you said, then we don't have to scramble and try to schedule special meetings when it sounds like some of our, well, all of us at various times are going out of town, except Jenny hasn't announced her travel plans yet, but.
I'm just here forever. That sounds great. And Lynn, we previously worked to look at that, the official notice of vacancy.
Yep.
And I added a couple revisions to it that include that kind of 15-day period in the nomination. But if we could review that document together and get it posted, that would be great.
I would need to do that tonight.
Okay. Are you okay with me can you look at it like if you're?
Yep. I'll look at it. Oh, yeah.
I'll send it to you when I get home and you can take a look. I don't think there's.
I could still look at it. I'm sure I could look at it on my phone. I'm committed to not taking my laptop on my trip.
Well done. Okay, well, that sounds great. So I will get that posted to Lopez Rocks, which add that other thing. I got quite the bullet list I'm making myself here.
I guess you are, you've got a big list.
Notice of vacancy.
I'd also just like to express gratitude for Brady's service
Yes.
on both the formation committee as well as serving on this board, so. I don't know if there's a way to officially recognize that in minutes, but I think it would be nice.
Yes, Lynn, I think that would be great to put in the minutes. Sorry, my daughter's waiting to me. Expression of gratitude for his service.
Yes.
Commissioners express gratitude for his service. And I gotta tell you, that guy is also like painting the school on weekends.
I know, amazing.
He's very much gives to our community in huge ways, so.
I'm sure
And
that,
I'm grateful that the election results came out really positive in
Yeah.
support of the school levy.
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's
I was
great.
really happy to see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking a moment to say that. I appreciate that. Wonderful. So we will get that posted to Lopez Rocks. We will include a date of sending in a letter of interest by September 1st with the understanding that at our September meeting, we'll nominate those applicants to the position and then post their nomination in 3 public places. And then at our October meeting, conduct an interview and make an appointment.
Okay, good. Sounds good.
Okay. Lovely. And I think we can go on to appointing a commissioner to the vice chair role, which was vacated by Brady. I would just like to nominate Patsy to that.
Mm.
You're, in true fashion, that we gave you all of it. I'm nominating you one.
And Brady.
Oh, I know, wait a
Now
minute
you are
here.
nominating.
Nobody else lead, okay?
Yeah, just to be clear, the main duties of that office are to, Brady worked with me on our agendas.
Okay,
So that's kind of a monthly check-in on the agenda.
okay,
Take a roll call vote when one is needed,
okay.
and in my absence, run a meeting. And if there is trouble with like remote or something, we can have somebody else do that too, but.
That's okay, yeah, because I do think, I will not be here for part of the winter, and I think it would be challenging, especially considering the fact that I couldn't even get my computer working today. I think it would be challenging for me to do, I mean, I can attend the meetings, but to run it remotely, I think
Yeah.
that would be
Does
challenging.
anyone want to second me on that?
I second.
Joan seconds. I moved, Joan seconded. Yeah, those are kind of the roles of it. We do need it officially designated.
Okay.
And we already have a lot of other roles filled with lots of things.
Patsy, you just need to make sure that Jenny stays healthy and happy.
That's right, the Jen stays healthy, exactly, yes.
Send me my vitamins. That's great. Is there any further discussion on that?
I think Patsy has already demonstrated she will do a great job in that position.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for sure.
Thank you.
Well, all in favor of appointing Patsy to the vice chair role, say aye.
Aye.
Do I better than this
Aye.
too? Okay.
I said aye. You already have a quorum. Even if you say no, you're appointed.
That's great, yeah. That means that you're willing to accept the role,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we appreciate, yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
That's great. I
Well, thank
appreciate
you
that.
for, feeling like I can do it.
Yeah, and it is great to have a second set of eyes on agendas ahead of time too.
Yeah.
What did we say we were going to do? And yeah, it's important. It's important that we work in teams of two, just for our collective benefit and of dispersed responsibility, and also that collaborative benefit of
I
a
totally,
team effort makes a better product.
it totally does. I
Yeah.
think it's really important that we work together collaboratively.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Moving on to the first read of the conflict of interest policy. First reads are a little interesting in that we don't actually read it into the public record. It is more serves as a notice to the public that we are introducing that we're considering it. So we do have a first read of that conflict of interest policy. Again, thank you to the policy committee that developed that. We did receive that this morning. I do know that I have, I'd love to get the kind of, if you'd follow up that email with the referenced examples, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
Were you looking to have like the entire policy from the other place, or what makes sense to you?
I'll let you decipher that, but what I'm really looking at is what are the other conflict of interest policies you referenced to develop it.
Yeah.
That would just be useful, so
How
I
about
don't have to do
provide-
my own research for it.
I'll provide link, the way, the document might be long, but you can just type conflict of interest. It would just, point you directly to the relevant section.
Sure.
Yeah. Then,
However you want to do it, you know how you have them assembled, but it would be
Yeah.
great to just put it in our hands so that we share the benefit of the background information.
okay, yeah, I will
As well
prepare
as the
that.
RCWs that are referenced.
Right, so now I have inserted all the links.
Great, thank you, Joan.
Not in the PDF that I shared, but I can, I in the draft format, Google Doc is there. But the RC, when you need the RCWs as well?
I don't personally, but if you want to,
What was the question?
I mean, anytime you hyperlink an RCW in a document.
In the next version, it will be hyperlinked, but so I'll just plan to share the reference documents, document from other districts.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I think going forward, we as a committee should try to get them to you, sometime reasonably before the meeting.
It makes the
you know.
first read a little
Yeah.
more robust. if
Yeah,
we're
I think so.
gonna try to digest it.
Mhm, yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, I mean, a first read is, the intention is to notify the public that we're considering adopting
Right,
our
yeah.
policy. If they have
Mhm.
questions, then they can bring those to public comment or to make a request to see the document
Yeah.
or, any of those things.
Mhm.
Yeah, in the
So-
future, let's hope to, make sure that we review the document and, share it maybe at least, 48 hours beforehand, if that's possible. Is that okay?
I think we could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
even,
we should strive for that.
Yeah, let's talk
that'd be
about that. Yeah, we would
Mhm.
love, I love to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can blame me for that one. I didn't review it till about yesterday night. so.
no, it's great,
No.
it's great.
We're all new at this part, figuring
Yeah.
this part out, so
Yeah.
it's great.
Okay, well, we have received that document, we have available time to kind of digest it ahead of us, and then at our next meeting, we can do a second read on it, and if we all feel in agreement, we can, consider approval.
That's good.
After attorney review, I
Yes.
don't think we should have, that's like Asa said, I do not think that should be approved, that particular one without
Okay.
attorney review.
Well, let's get it to where we want it at the next time, and then maybe come back to it with an attorney review or something like that.
Okay. Do we need to,
Do we know any who might be able to offer the service pro bono?
I know
I
that
think
Kit
it's-
mentioned there was
Why don't
someone
you
that,
just reach out to Kit and ask him
okay.
who that was, that contact?
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
anything more on that? Lynn, did you have any questions or feedback on that?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll take it up at our next meeting. And we have come to the end of our agenda. I move that we adjourn at 5:22 PM.
I second.
Chom seconds. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned at 5:22 PM.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
Bye
So
then.
Jenny, I don't see going through the Google Docs, I don't see the document that you were referring to about the candidate
I'll send it to you.
thing. So
Okay.
yeah, if you could do that, I'll look at it and get it right back to you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye.
Oh, I should. Yep.
Are there other people online?
There was one other person that just had the initials, so I don't know.
Two people even. Okay.
Jenny, I sent you an email.